This video I'm going to show you how I built this spare tire carrier and how I mounted this high lift jack onto a stock 1978 Ford Bronco bumper. Thanks for watching. Another day working on the 1978 Ford Bronco. Today I'm going to concentrate on getting a bumper mounted up and building a tire swing out for it. So first things first, I need to cut all this off this spindle here and somehow get this plate mounted on this tube here. So I'm just gonna end up plasma cutting this. I tried torching it, but I guess the material is too high carbon. I could not get the torch to eat on. Burned off one side, just gonna keep going one quadrant at a time until the whole thing's cooked off. Very happy with how that turned out. Not too many nicks or gouges on it. I'll have to do a lot of grinding, but I got a big grinder for that, so I'll get it chucked up in my vise and go to town on it. Grinding it up. Turned out pretty good. It's got a lip here. I'm gonna leave that for now. I can always grind it out later, but for now I just want to smooth this whole section out flat. Got the swing out bar all made up. Got it all cut up, ground up. So that's gonna weld on just like that. Got my bracket built, got just enough play in it. It's right in line with the mark I made from when I did the bumper mock-up. So get the other side up and get this bumper into place so I can mark out the holes for the bumper. Got the tailgate back on, got the bumper sitting exactly where it's gonna sit. This is a general idea. This might move out a little further just to give me extra clearance of this tailgate here. Got the whole plasma cut out. I got this piece plasma cut out, so sits in there halfway decent. Got all the diamond plate ground down so this thing can sit as flat as can be. This is caulk in here, so it's probably going to end up getting burnt out, but the strength here isn't really going to matter. We're just going to weld that for mock-up because the I-beam underneath is what's going to hold the actual weight of everything. So I'm going to tack that into place and then I can get ready to tack my crossbar. For mock-up here, I just put looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 1/4-inch plates, so that's a full inch spaced out. And this is sitting tacked into place. I like the way that's all looking. I like my gap. Only real thing I should worry about is the tilt here at this point. But since I got everything kind of the way I want it, if it is off at all, the vertical pillar that actually holds the tire can just be cut a little different. But I actually really like the way that's looking, so I'm going to tack it into place, carry the bumper over, and see how it looks. So basic structure is together. Swings out pretty dang good. See if we can lift it, get the swing back. Oh yeah. Bumper's in place. It's going to swing out nowhere near this far. Like I said, centered up. It's going to be right about here. So I don't know if I'm going to cut this, cap this, cut it at an angle to match this. I haven't decided that part yet. Tailgate clears. Got plenty of room in here. So got all ready to mock this thing up. I decided I'm going to cut it at an angle to match this bumper angle. So it's going to be cut right around here. This measurement here is 22 inches from where the tailgate's supposed to be. So that would let us run a 44-inch tire. I will never run 44-inch tires because then I'm going to need way different axles, yada, yada, yada. 37 is the biggest I ever plan on running, but if I put a cover on it or something, who knows, maybe it'll get a little bigger. So I decided to go from the edge of the tailgate over 21 inches. Double that, we got 42. So if I ever want to run 42s, we're going to be right in the money. So I'm going to get this apart, get that fully welded up, and then I'm going to start building my I-beam. But everything clears, everything's going really good. And so the plan now is to essentially weld this solid, because this does not move, and then the bridge term would be, we're pretty much going to build a web here. So just a flat plate like this. I might end up notching it out and putting it over the top. And I would like to somehow connect it into here, but that 1/4-inch plate needs to fit in there. So it's got to be spaced out. So that is the plan. So I've taken 0 measurements. This is just kind of one of those things you just line up and trace out. So this is the general idea. This will be the top, this will be the bottom, and this is all gonna fit around this piece here. Got the brackets bolted on for the final time. There's movement in them, so I have to go back, mount these up, get these bolts super tight, and then once I pull it back off, I'm gonna run a bead around it, so they will be on there forever. Bumper is completely mounted right now. Love the way that looks. I mean, really, I could just leave it like this, continue on with my project, but the pulled out spare tire, for some reason in my mind, is pretty important. So this is where we're sitting. Got these brackets welded on. I got this one piece, so I just welded it back here and back here, so it's essentially one longer piece. I'm trying to build this whole thing out of scrap, and everything is scrap at this point, so we're doing good. Got welds all around the spindle on the bottom. Got really good penetrating vertical up welds everywhere there. There's no welds running here yet. The top is all welded up, so probably could have penetrated a little more, but this is so thin, it's 1/8 inch, so I just kind of wanted to fill it up to the top. I could take a flap wheel and flap wheel off my undercut there, but I am not too worried about it. I think it turned out good enough for what this project is. And then I got this tube welded up here. Just really simple, basic stuff. So now what I can do is I can cut this tube and weld another tube to this tube. So that's what I'll start working on next. Bumper is bolted on after getting it all welded up. And here we're gonna test this just a little bit. So there it is, folded up. And now let's take this bad boy for a ride. So well, that's not good. Oopsie. Then boom, we got plenty of clearance. So the body lines might not be perfect, all said and done, especially if we get a new tailgate, but it's important to hit the trail. Got my 7-inch piece cut. Now I'm working on the plate that actually mounts to the rim. So part of this other piece that I was building, so these are all spindles and they drive the trailer spindle that I'm using. I happen to have this fine thread. It must be M14 1.5 fine thread. So I'm gonna end up using this because it's gonna be the exact same lug nuts as the truck has right now. That's standard F250 lug nuts there. So I'm gonna torch the plate out for the wheel mount, and I'm gonna end up just welding these in. Got the mounting plate tacked up, just got the lug nuts and all thread tacked up. So I'm gonna come over here to test it. She fits. It's a little snug, probably more than I wanted to, so there we go, a lot better. So those can be fully welded. Here it is with all the parts welded up. So there's the 2 studs, there's the vertical leg, horizontal leg. As you can see, I do not have a stop on yet, so it's hitting my tailgate. Got the pin drilled, so nice and locked into place. Sorry if that's moving the camera too, but whole truck is moving. Pop that up, swings out. Got this spacer plate welded in, so that's just 3/4 inch. And I put it right in line with the bumper bracket, so there is a vertical plate welded on the inside. So still working on the bumper here. So this is where we're at. Tire is mounted. It does not touch like I had wanted it to. I must have been measuring that wrong, so that kind of sucks. So this is what I got going for the high lift jack part now. Very simple, just mounts through this hole in the base plate. Got a plate there and got a gusset there, so it's just gonna sit on there. I'm gonna put one bolt through here. Got the mount all mounted up. Got a hitch pin in this side so it clears the tire, and then on this side I got this all welded up. Not the prettiest weld, but I used the 110, so it'll do. Got my bolt here. It's gonna be a lock nut, but that's it right there. Oh, and best of all, got a locking pin with a detent, so won't come out while driving. And then here, swings out great. I mean, this thing came together. All right, I appreciate you watching. That's it.